What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Cinematic Boys podcast. I got my host Bilal with me, but it seems like the trio's back together, boys, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Guys, Sammy is back today after a 5-month hiatus from us. He is finally back to join us momentarily, hopefully permanently on the podcast. But today is a very special episode. But first of all, guys, Happy New Year. How are you guys doing?
Great. It's good first few days. You know what I'm saying? I got a good feeling about this year, good energy, and gonna keep on keeping on. What about you, Bilal? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Low wasted. I'm good. I'm kidding. I'm not.
Guys, I'm off the walk right now.
I love this. We just got the chemistry back together after like 4 months. But guys, today's episode, we're kind of doing like even though if it's the first episode of the year, and if you guys are looking, I think, not below, but Sammy's about to read some Harry Potter, but the episode goes on. Now he's looking at Alien Rama still with below. This episode's just getting unhinged already.
Anyways, what are we doing today, Dakota?
But of course, we're starting in 2025. We're wrapping up 2024 with our top 10 movies of 2024, like Bilal said, with a bang. But before we get into that, let's just see. Like, we already asked you guys how we're doing today. Oh, a new thing that we started with our episode with Gigi last week. Is there any fun things that you guys have done this week that you guys want to let the listeners or viewers know?
I went and visited family and friends. It was a good time. We went and saw, Dakota and I went and saw Nosferatu with the old friend of ours. And it was our second time seeing it. Great time. And, it was cool just to see everyone, to go celebrate the holidays. I had a good time. What about you, Bilal? What'd you do?
I saw Nosferatu to an old friend, and he got traumatized.
That's fair. That is for that movie. That's fair. What about you, Dakota? What you been up to?
Besides work, like Sammy said, me and him wanted to go see. Of course, you guys know Brandon from our special Doom episode that me, Sammy, and him talked about. We went to go see Nosferatu again. Once we get into our top 10, I would say, Sammy, let's share our thoughts, your thoughts for the movie. And of course, I'm going to do where you kind of like re-review because, of course, I saw again. And you guys most of already know my original review. If you guys haven't watched the episode with Gigi yet, definitely go watch that episode.
So y'all know when the Blu-ray pre-order is, by any chance?
That's what I'm wondering too, to be honest, because I want to see this extended cut. Oh, did you know that, Sammy, that this is going to have the extended cut on it?
Nosferatu?
Yeah, I want to review this extended cut.
Yeah, I want to know what's the extended version going to be, because it seems like there's nothing missing out of that movie.
Yeah, and I feel like everything lines up pretty well, so I'm interested.
Except the only thing is kind of like what me and Gigi and you talked about below is the boat. Because what we were talking about, there's something missing from that boat, it seems like. But like we were saying before, I think the boat scene was probably going to be the extended thing, because they kind of seem shorter with that. Didn't it for you, Sammy, a little bit?
I definitely feel like it could have had more, but if it is, I feel like it isn't like super necessary. So that's kind of what I'm interested in seeing in the director's cut. If it's like these scenes are like add something completely different to the movie, or if it's kind of like, okay, this still gets the same message across. It was just extra footage.
But guys, with that being said, let's get into what we have watched this week. But okay, actually, before what we will watch this week, Sammy, let everyone know how it's been for your 4 months that you have been off. What have you been up to during those 4 months?
I have been extremely busy with working on some of my own projects in school, helping with different things, whether that's gaffing, acting, helping out my friends with like production design, stuff like that. And then I've been working on some of my own artistic projects. That's been really interesting and cool. And yeah, like I just finished up. I've been working on a music video a little bit for like a local artist and helping out with that. And it's been great. I've just been extremely busy, and it's been good to be busy in this case. So yeah, it's good to be back though. because I finally feel like I have some time to at least be back a little bit. So
Yeah, that's good.
That sounds great, but Bilal, I just have a love for like we're talking. Bilal just got up to start to reorganize his room back there.
Yeah, Rodney, I kind of put my Asian movies in my Asian pile, kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
I mean, the
Bilal.
room looks good.
No. The one thing that you have been missing, unless if you kept up, was the episode, Sammy. Is Bilal's really into like Asian cinema now?
Yeah, I mean, you've been giving me recommendations for at least a little bit.
And yeah, that's what Instagram.
Hey, Bilal, are you going to do your advertisement
What are
every
you
week that you
shaking your
do for
head?
the episode?
You want me to?
Yeah, just do it. I think it's gonna be the normal thing. Just advertise what you
That's
want the people
good.
to
That's
watch.
good.
Just give me a second.
Okay, but while Bilal's doing that, Sammy, what have you been watching this week?
I started back on season 4 of The Sopranos. I watched within the last 2 weeks. I saw Complete Unknown. That was really cool. I liked that movie a lot. I think Timothy did a great job. And what else have I been watching? I'm
You watched
watching Trailer
Nosferatu?
Park Boys. Yeah, we watched Nosferatu. Yeah, I watched
Oh,
Nosferatu.
Trailer Park Boys! I remember Austin talking about Trailer Park Boys.
It's a great show. Definitely recommend it if you have Netflix. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I don't know. What about you, Dakota? What you been watching?
I haven't got my. Okay, let me get my Letterboxd pulled up real quick,
Oh,
guys.
well,
Sorry if I'm sniffling. I kind of been sick for these past couple of days. I just
I'm
want
telling
to
you,
let the
the
viewers
cold's
know that real
going
quick.
around. The cold's
Yeah,
going around.
especially around right now because it's so much cold right here in North Carolina. It seems like the other day when you walked out of the theater, that was so freezing. I didn't.
Yeah, it was like 20 something. Blow. How cold is it up there, man?
It's not that bad. It's only -10.
Oh,
That's
not that bad. That's not that bad.
But
At least it's not -20 though.
You got to think positive,
But since
at least it's not snowing. That's our plus.
it's supposed to snow was very soon. But what I watched this week, I watched The Damned, my first ever 2025 release this year.
Wow.
It's the one I told you about, Sammy, that was showing at our Regal.
Yeah.
That they had. I watched that. Not that bad of a horror movie. A better start than we had with Night Swim last year. Then I watched Nosferatu again with you. Then I watched Complete Unknown, which I would tell that in my ranking because just a little spoiler warning, that is in the top 10 of the year. Then I watched, Bilal, you're gonna be happy. I rewatched Furiosa.
Yes.
Go.
Last night. I'm gonna let that judgment in the episode in my top 10 later on.
I'll just still
you
be
guys want.
shaking my head.
But Bilal, what have you watched this week? And you can do your little advertising right now to tell people what to watch this week for Asian cinema.
I recommend this movie so many times. The Man from Nowhere is such a great film. It's basically John Wick and Taken combined together, and it's just a really good revenge movie.
Is that 4K?
Of course.
Okay, I might need to actually see if there's a 4K copy of that in the United States so I can pick it up.
Of course, I got the John Woo, The Killer, some of the best shootout fight scenes I've ever seen. I do prefer Hardboiled over this, but still really solid.
Wait, so he has made 2 The Killers?
Yeah, the other one's a remake.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
This one, but they're completely different movies though. So, next up, Aside the Devil, haunting, terrifying, all the bad shit, crazy things happen in this movie.
That's gonna be the run. I love the running joke we got. I tell you guys every week that we're going to do an episode, the next episode, and I never do the episode. We've been trying to do an episode for 2 months on that.
Of course, the rate.
Guys, go check out that episode.
Yeah.
That episode was actually awesome.
It's one of our better episodes. I love
it. It actually is.
Finally got Cure. This is a movie I still need to watch, but I keep hearing great things.
I do have Cure below. Sammy, do you have Cure?
I have not seen Cure.
Find a copy of Cure. I definitely want to do an episode of that.
Next up is shit! Don't drop nothing. Killzone 1 and 2.
Oh,
Hong Kong cinema. Not a lot of action in these movies, but when the action comes, it hits. Though it's really interesting.
It's a banger.
Yeah, it's bangers. I mean, if you're a Tony Jaa fan, which it did him so during Fast and Furious 7, he should not lose to Vin Diesel. That's just
I
dumb.
agree. That's a sin.
And then you have the most iconic fight scene with Danny Yang and Wu Jin in this film. Highly recommend checking out this film. Look how dope this looks. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Hot Boil. This is an essential watch. You can find this on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely got this. Yeah, I know it's on YouTube.
I'll have to check that one out. Actually,
just watch it.
What's it called?
Hard boil.
Hard boil. Bet.
Like the egg, like hard boiled eggs.
And I did a TikTok video, YouTube video on Train to Busan.
We definitely got to do an episode on that later on.
This movie is so fucking good. And I have plenty more, but that's it. Oh, my watches for this week, you want to know that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Train to Busan, I watched that. I watched #Alive, a Korean zombies movie that very terrifying. That's released in 2020 because they used like social distancing in the film. It's really interesting. It's a really good movie though. I revisited Man of Steel and didn't like it as much as before for some reason. I don't know. It went from 4.5 to 3.5 for me. I don't know. Something dropped.
Things happen.
I saw Squid Game season 2, banger. The Night Comes for Us, banger. Collateral, banger. Complete Unknown. It's alright. I mean, I don't know Bob Dylan. I watched the film. I still don't know Bob Dylan. I can't even name one song.
Complete Unknown.
That's not a song. That's a lyric.
I thought that's what the song is called. What's the song called then?
It's called Like a Rolling Stone.
Oh. Why does the movie called Complete Unknown? Then I thought that was a song.
Because it's the lyric at the yeah.
That's so confusing.
It's called Blowing in the Wind.
Oh, that song was actually good though in that movie.
Yeah,
actually, I think that was the best one that he actually had, but like in this folk thing. But I will get into that later.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But let's get into our main topic of the episode. Like we told you guys, is our top 10 2024 movies of the year. We're gonna be all different. Sammy, can you give us a disclaimer before we hear your top 10, just to let the people know? Because you already texted us.
I think I have some choices here that people might disagree with. Specifically, my number one. And to preface, I did not watch as many movies this year as I wanted to, so my list. I feel like would change if I saw some movies I missed. For example, like The Brutalist or Nora. Those movies really intrigued me, and I heard they were incredible. So I hope to see those in the next month or so.
Good question is, how many 2024 releases have you seen? If you guys, I know below me, keep it together. Can you, Sammy, if you need to, just pull out your Letterboxd and count the ones that you
think
have
I saw like 12 to 15, like
12,
something
15?
like that. Yeah. So,
but like you
crazy.
said, you have a full-time job and school at the same time, so it's hard for you to go out to the theater.
Well, yeah, and it's just a finance thing. Like here, it's like $20 to go to the movies, so it's just kind of
So, Bilal, how many have you seen that was 2024 releases?
83.
I see 96.
Oh, you still showed up 100. Oh, that's disappointing. Rip.
That's crazy though.
That's the goal for 2025, to get 100. But so I'm already one down with it.
So.
How much you seen in 2023?
107.
I seen 70 in 2023, so I'm upgrading. I know I'm already one down for 2025. It might be two. I gotta think about the second one, but I know I'm definitely one down for 2025 of the 100. But there's a little thing I want to set later on because we got a part where, of course, our goals of 2025. But sorry about that. But let's get into our top
Wait, we
10.
never asked Bilal. Like, we never asked
Yeah,
Bilal his.
he said 83.
Oh, okay. I missed that. My bad.
Yeah. But with like that's another thing. Like Bilal has been some school too, so he couldn't catch up to the numbers like he could.
Well, I mean, I could have. I just didn't try because 2024. It's a good year, but 2023 was so good though.
Yeah, that was a good year.
That was so good though.
But I can't wait for 2025. But let's get started with our top 10. So
Cause I need to go to bed. So let's start. I'm tired. I'm ready.
Now everybody knows that Paul's tired.
I'm done.
So let's start. So how we're going to do this is we're going to go through our top 10. Like, Sammy's going to go first, Bilal, then me, then we do our nines that way.
Okay.
So Sammy, let's do, if you want to, let's do how many you said you watched 15, right?
Yeah.
Do your 5 honorable mentions. Do from 15 to 11 just as honorable mentions.
Here, wait. Let me pull up my Letterboxd. So
and you too, Bilal.
About honorable mentions?
Yeah, it'll be 15 through 11.
15 to 11? Who should I start? Who?
Sammy's going to start first. Except going like from 15, we're just going to do, Sammy's going to just do 15 through 11. You're going to do 15 through 11. I'm going to do 15 through 11.
My 15 through 11 are not ranked specifically. I will say, first off, I want to put Civil War here. Because I liked Civil War on execution, but I feel like for me, most of the movie I wanted to see was what they weren't showing me. And so that came off a little strange to me, but I personally liked the movie. I liked the messaging behind it. And I think it was interesting. Like I kind of wish there was more. Let's see what else. Transformers 1. I want to throw that in here as well in my honorable mentions. It was probably my it was my second favorite animated movie this year. And I think
I know what your number one is.
I think it was a very, yeah, you probably do. I think it was a very underrated film, and it was one that I hope gets more recognition in the coming years. I saw Queer recently with Daniel Craig. I thought that was one of Daniel Craig's best performances that he's ever done outside of James Bond. It was a strange movie. I think the story wasn't really for me. It was kind of all over the place. But as a whole, I think as a film, it was Luca's most like proud film on like a technical and acting level for everyone involved. And let's see. I feel like I have at least. Oh yeah, Madam Web. Madam Web is in my honorable mentions because it is terrible, but it was fun, and it was the most fun I had in a theater all year. It was phenomenal. And then this one, I was surprised it wasn't in my top 10, but to be honest, by the end of it, I realized it just didn't. Deadpool and Wolverine. I liked the movie. It was a great time. But it was just a movie that in the end I didn't really like crave to rewatch or like see too much. But yeah, either way, it was still a great time. I recommend it for people that love Deadpool and Wolverine or just Marvel in general, or people that have Marvel fatigue. I think it was a great movie to kind of bridge that gap a little bit. And yeah, that's my top 5 honorable mentions.
Okay, Bilal, what's your 15 through 11 for honorable mentions?
You're gonna hate this.
Start at 15, then go 11.
You don't have 11 pick though for sure, bro.
Fuck, I know what you put 11. What the fuck? How did you change that quick?
Number 15 is Monkey Man. At first I loved this film, but later on I kind of just really liked it. But it's still a really solid Dave Patel film. I think what bothers me a bit about this movie is the shaky cam action. I think that gets a little repetitive during the film. but still a really, really, really great film. Number 14 is Your Monster. Probably the most underrated horror movie. It's just a really awesome Beauty and Beast horror rom-com film that I really enjoyed. Great performances from Melissa and Tommy in this film, and their chemistry was excellent. Number 13, I go with Rebel Ridge, and I enjoyed this movie
I needed to see that
so
still.
much, man. That's a movie that anyone should check out. Coming number 12 is actually Wicked. I love Wicked. I mean,
I still need to see it. Yeah.
only reason it's not higher is because it's a 1 or 2 part film, so I need to see how part 2 does to see if it still holds up. But I did feel the long runtime. Also, how did Ariana Grande not win Golden Globe for this role? I don't know. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, both excellent performances, and this is where it gets controversial.
I already know.
Doing part 2 at 11. Here's the thing, man. Movie theater experience for me, 5 out of 5. Watching at home, it don't hit, bro. I'm sorry. It don't hit the same. I had to put my volume super high to hear the whispering. I can't still understand dialogue. I'm sorry.
You need to start watching movies not in IMAX like that. Go watch an IMAX, then go watch it regular.
I watch it regular too.
Oh, you did watch it regular? I thought you watched all your stuff I thought you watched the IMAX.
I don't watch IMAX. I don't have reclining seats, man.
Yeah, that's honestly fair. I think IMAX needs reclining seats, but I definitely think that's fair. I think Dune does kind of fall into that category a little bit, but there's just a lot of movies I feel like that are catered for the theater experience that at home are great. It's just not the same.
Okay. My 15 through 11. 15, I got Speak No Evil.
Okay.
I really like this one a lot better than the original. I hated the original so much. I hated those parents in it. But this one it kind of Americanized the ending a little bit. But I just enjoy it. I enjoying James McAvoy's performance in this. It's creepy and everything. It kind of reminds me of I haven't seen it, but seen from the trailers kind of like Split.
Oh, bro, you haven't seen
Split? That Psycho? No, I haven't seen Split yet.
Split's good. Split's good.
Oh my gosh, bro.
But then at 14, I got VHS Beyond.
I still need to
It's
see
my
that.
first ever VHS movie, but this thing's good. It's like an alien.
Fun fact: Garrett Edmonds of the Ray movies has directed some of the VHS movies.
Oh yes, I didn't even know that.
He was a horror. Well, he's action and horror director.
Okay, definitely got to have to try because I need to watch those other ones. But this one's good. I was talking to Sammy about it the other day a little bit. Kate Siegel, Mike Flanagan's wife, that directs in this for the first time. He writes the script. Their segment's good. Justin Long, actor Justin Long, him and his brother Christian Long directed a segment called Fur Babies. The best segment out of that. But this is like an alien type of VHS. And I think I just like alien movies and mixed with found footage. And this thing rips and goes hard. Like when I say hard, I'm like, it's gory. This thing is gory. And I absolutely love it, especially going on later on when I talk about 2025 goals and what I want to do with this podcast in 2025 and us as a group. Mm-hmm. I would mention about VHS again. But number 13, I got The Substance. The Substance rips. If you guys haven't watched it, Demi Moore just won a Golden Globe for this thing. So this was their first ever big award to win. But her and Margaret Qualley and Dennis Quaid on them, it's a great cast. This thing is better as a body horror movie than The Fly. And I love The Fly. And this is better. You don't feel the runtime in this.
Wait, what'd you
say?
It's
absolutely great.
You still haven't seen The Thing, though.
The Thing is probably my favorite.
No, a lot of people, though, that have seen The Thing, The Fly, and The Substance still said The Substance is probably the best.
I still need to watch that, too. I've been sleeping.
Then at 12, I watched The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. That's at number 12. It's good. It's like a little Christmas movie. It stars I think it's Judy Greer from Halloween, the trilogy, that plays Karen. I just love this movie. It's a little Christmas movie. It's based on the book. I think it's from 80s or the 70s. I think Sammy, it's a good fan watch probably for you and your family like during Christmas time next season. I would recommend for you guys to put on because it's just fun. Me and Mom loved it when we go see it. Then number 11, I'm gonna steal this from Seth Gigi and then from their podcast, and they call Seth this. I'm a Trap truther, by the way, and Trap's number 11. I love Trap. M. Night Shyamalan did great with this movie. He was cooking. I love some horror movies in the concert. Like you put a concert in the horror movie, and I eat that shit up, or a thriller movie. Josh Hartnett was good as a psychotic person in this. I absolutely love this movie. But that is my 5 honorable mentions. So let's get into our top 10. So Sammy, what you got at number 10?
All right, so for number 10, I put The Fall Guy.
Ooh.
Because I personally really liked this movie. I felt like it was a great... I feel like nowadays, with how much it is to go to the movies, or just like the scale of movies, it's very hard to just have a good casual viewing of something without it really being like thought in many different ways. And I feel like it's just a simple movie. Like it's a very good time. Ryan Gosling does a great job. Emily Blunt's hilarious in it. I think it's a great insight into American Hollywood filmmaking as well, specifically giving light to stunt workers and how much stunt workers go through and the kind of stuff that they do. And from meeting a couple of stunt workers, like it's really incredible just to even imagine what they can do as a daily thing. And I feel like the movie does a really great job of showing that process, but also how they're treated within that field. But like it's like I said, it's a fun movie. It's a light comedy. It's funny. It knows when to have a good action. And I think it's something that like I would love to just rewatch, or if it was like on TV or something, like I'm gonna stay and watch it. And I like movies like that, and so that was kind of why I put that at my number 10.
Bilal, what's your number 10?
Speaking of concerts, I know you like concert movies. Then coming number 10 is Smile 2.
Oh, okay.
I love Naomi Scott as Guy Riley. That's one of my favorite performances this year. Probably top 3 favorite performances this year. The fact that it shows the pressure of the fame, but having the pressure, having the Smile identity to her is super interesting. I thought the jump scares were very effective in this movie, and I thought this movie was just a blast, and I thought the cinematography was superb and miles better than the first movie.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually glad that you got horror in your top 10.
Oh, I got a couple of horror in my top 10, bro.
Oh, heck yeah. I love this now. My number 10... What?
You probably know which ones are the horrors in my top 10, probably.
Ooh, if there's one there I haven't seen, I'm thinking you put in there, though. I'm glad you put in there. But my number 10 is Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the newest release. I love this movie. We never done an episode on this, so I actually really like this movie. This is the best Sonic movie of the trilogy. Jim Carrey goes back to like really be like he's funny in some of his movies, but he goes back to the original Jim Carrey comedy, like Ace Ventura in them. I really enjoyed that. Keanu Reeves' Shadow, perfect, and the way that they're setting this up, because of course they're already not Sonic 4. The way they're setting this, not this only the fourth one up, but probably this franchise, it's going to actually pretty good for us. Not only movie fans, but if any of you guys are Sonic fans, you guys will actually love where this franchise is going. But Sammy, what's your number 9?
For my number 9, I put Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I had a really good time with this one. I was very nervous about it because I feel like the sequel trilogy honestly will stand the test of time as like the better Planet of the Apes movies. Specifically Dawn, and I just really love what they did with those. So I was interested to see where they went with this. And I like the direction they take. I like the idea of how far in the future it is. It's not too far, but it's enough to where like Caesar is like worshipped. He's almost like an influence. He's seen as a god, even though he never wanted to be. And I think it tends to follow a lot of patterns in like human civilization. Really interestingly, it's lower on the list though because I feel like it starts to like show its runtime at a certain point. But overall, I had a great time with it, and it made me excited for the next few movies that they do and seeing where they go with it. Whether that's continuing the same plot with the same apes that have been established, or jumping ahead a couple years or a couple decades. So
I think they announced that the next movie is going to be 2027. Let me look that up real quick.
What year is the Kingdom?
22. It was this past year, 2024. So I think they're going to do 3 years between each. Let me look that up real quick. I want to. What you were saying real quick?
No, you're good. I thought the performances were really good too, and it was cool to see where everything evolved. But what about you, Bilal? What'd you think? What was your number 9?
Dun, 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 dun. Twisters is my number 9 of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, Clint Powell was hilarious in this. Shout out to Andy Ramos for like my post on Instagram. Yo, say I got flex that still. Anyways, I watched this movie with a buddy of mine, Eden. Well, he's gone now to British Columbia, but it was the last time I saw him. We did TikTok review together, so this movie has a special place in my heart because of that reasons. And it was such a fun experience seeing these characters just chase tornadoes and having a David Corswell Clark Kent joke in the film was super clever. That gets me hyped for Superman too. That's a plus. Fun movie, really fun movie.
So. Going back to Sammy's, it will release sometime in 2027.
What will?
The sequel to Kingdom.
Oh,
Planet of the Apes 5, it will release sometime in 2027. They have announced that.
Awesome.
But my number 9 is my first horror movie in this top 10. I'm trying to get Bilal to watch it. Sammy said he's going to watch it.
I got Terrifier 3.
Yes, it's Terrifier 3. This movie absolutely rips. A year ago, if you asked me would I watch Terrifier, I would say hell no. I thought those movies were brutal, devastating, and too gory for me. Now I really enjoy these movies. Are they some of the best horror movies? I would say no. Especially not the first one. I enjoyed the second one and third one more than the first one. Especially the third one. I think the third one is the best. This is brutal. It goes hard. Even though it's like, I think 10 minutes less than the third one. No, than the second one. You don't feel the runtime in this one. And there's 2 scenes. There's a scene with rats. It really got to me. Then the shower scene is absolutely brutal. Because if you have watched the trailer, have you watched the trailer for Terrifier 3?
I have, but I don't remember what happens in it.
You know when he does the blood angel?
Yeah.
That's during the shower scene. That whole entire shower scene, it's not only brutal, it's dark. But
I'll take your word for it.
I can't wait because me and Bilal are going to still do the watch party for that. I can't wait to see Bilal's reaction to this movie. Because I've already seen this movie 3 times. Because on my first watch, I'm thinking, is this just like theater? Kind of like Bilal said with Dune. Like, is this just the theater reaction of me like watching it? Now, I watched 2 more times at home. I watched it when it first released on digital. Then on Christmas Day, I'm like, this movie just gets better on every rewatch. But, Sammy, what is your number 8?
For me, I put Inside Out 2 at number 8.
Ooh.
That was my favorite animated movie this year out of the ones I've seen. I still haven't seen Wild Robots.
Oh.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Wild Robot. I thought you already saw it.
No, I haven't seen the Wild Robots. I didn't want to put it. I haven't seen Flow. And there was another one with a robot and a dog. I forgot the name of it. I wanted to check that one out too. So like I said, a lot of my list I feel like would change if I had more context of what different movies I saw this year. But I personally loved Inside Out 2 for being a 10-year later sequel. I think it holds up really well. It continues the story really well. I think the subject matter that it touches on with Riley and like being a teenager Like it does it in a way that's really interesting and it's very real, and everyone I feel like can relate to it in some way.
Yeah.
And I just like that the scale of it was still like it was smaller than the first movie, but it built the world of the first movie even more so than I felt like I already knew. And so for me, that it's and especially Pixar needing a really good win, because Pixar is very near and dear to me, and I feel like in the last few years, in the last few movies, the best move. This is the best Pixar film since Soul, for me.
Ooh.
At least like in recent memory, and like how I felt leaving the theater, and just in general how the film was. So
Yeah, I was about to say these past couple of times with the Pixar movies in the 2020s has not been that great.
and it's not that they were necessarily bad or terrible films. They just didn't hit a level where I would like left with something really impactful. In the same, I still think Soul clear. This is unpopular. I think Soul clears Inside Out. I think Soul is
The problem with Soul is, even though I haven't seen it, they released on Disney Plus
yeah.
instead of
And
going in theaters. Did you ever rewatch the re-release last year when they put in theaters?
I didn't. I missed it, and I wanted to see it, but I hope to see it sometime in like a re-release or like a small screening somewhere. So
Because the only ones I know that have been released in 2020, like the 2020s, are Soul, Turning Red,
and Luca,
what, Luca,
Lightyear,
Lightyear.
Elemental.
Elemental's not bad. I
Yeah, I
actually like
haven't seen
Elemental.
an Elemental, so
You
I
haven't
just
seen it? It's good. I like
I've been
Elemental.
sleeping. I've been sleeping. But
Yeah,
Bilal,
of
what's your
course, Inside
number
Out
eight?
too.
Number 8 is back-to-back Glenn Powell movies. Coming number 8 is Hitman. This movie is sexy, it's fun. It's just a really great rom-com with excellent performances by Glenn Powell. Plays different disguises as his fake hitman. Aurora Adriana Arjona's performance is hilarious, especially with who the fuck is Gary line is so iconic, and this movie always makes me laugh. And I'm glad I can buy this in physical, which y'all can. Ha!
No, that's the problem. And I'm hoping Criterion actually picks it up one day so they can do a physical release on that, especially where it's linked later.
We could probably buy one online out of the country.
You can probably buy one.
No, I tried it already. I tried it
Not
raw
even like
and
The
I couldn't
Inner
get into it.
Rumbla still but was available in Canada, so I'm
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know why. I tried to do it through the Canada Amazon and it won't let me do it.
I could do it for an American one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if it's where it's the Netflix rights for America. They won't let it like us have it, a copy of it. But for my number 8, I'm going with the Glenn Powell movie. Also, I'm going with Twisters.
Oh,
I love Twisters. I love this movie better than the original. I love the this whole entire cast is good. Daisy Edgar Jones, Glenn Powell, Anthony Ramos, David Cornsweet. Yes, Superman. It's absolutely not only that, but Karen Shipka is in this also. But this whole entire cast is good. The country music, of course, I love country music, and this just goes along great with this. The whole movie, I haven't rewatched it yet from home. I definitely need to have a rewatch very soon. But watching in the theater was just such a great time, especially I think because that was before we done our renovations. Like I told you guys, like before Sim went away, where we done the renovations of our theater. Before that, we still had a pretty good bit of people in our theater. So I just love that movie so much. But Sammy, what is your number 7?
For my number 7, this one is literally was put here within the last like week. I put a complete unknown here. It was a movie that I think when I first watched it, I didn't think it was really a top 10 movie, but I think the more I've sat with it and the more for me, it follows the biopic formula, but it also stirs away from it in a lot of ways, and I think that's really interesting. I think it's Timothy's best role so far. I think for being such a talk about role in his career, and he's very much been discussing the role for the last 2 years in the media. I think it very much holds up to how much effort he put into it. So much so that I think the first third of the movie, you're still trying to like see it 100%, but once it gets to like prime early Bob Dylan, it's almost identical. I think the movie does a great job of letting the movie breathe. It doesn't feel like Walk the Line. It very much stands out on its own. I like that a lot of the stories told through just him performing. I just felt like it was a movie you could kind of sit back and just take it in and take a deep breath with it. You weren't really like hanging on the edge of your seat for anything. Um, and I think the choice to only follow the first 4 years and end when it was electric, I like that. That was really cool. And like I said, it was a decision that at first I was weird about, but the more I've sat with it, the more I've respected it. And I don't know, in a biopic heavy like world right now with all the like biopics coming out and still coming out, this one just stood out to me a little bit more, so I really liked it.
Bilal,
my bad, Dakota.
Yeah, you're number 7.
My number 7 is the best Twilight movie I've ever seen. Twilight of the Waters Walden. A kung fu Hong Kong movie with some brilliant action set pieces, interesting world building of it taking place in 1980s Hong Kong. This movie is stylistic, has a little bit of supernatural spice to it. It's a movie that I loved the first I watched it. I definitely need to revisit it because this movie is absolutely fantastic in so many levels, and probably the most underrated action movie of this year, without doubt about it.
So my number 7. Oh, what you were you still going?
Yeah, watch more Hong Kong movies. That's it. Anyways,
yeah, okay. I need to watch that one.
Bilal's trying to get me to watch that one also. He's like just like throwing recommendations at me. I'm like dodging them.
No, you can't dodge them. I feel like Bilal's got good recommendations.
It's just you know what the problem is? I'm so much into horror right now. It's like I got a whole catalog of horror movies I need to get through.
Yeah, I don't know. I always switch it up. I just kind of go with whatever I feel like.
But especially when I'm a full horror content creator now, I gotta get
no, that's fair. Time. Yeah, that's fair.
My number 7. It's a little bit controversial. I got Carry On. I want to see Bilal's reactions.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
I like this movie a lot. It reminds me a little bit of Die Hard, but not a little bit, just a little bit. It's not full Die Hard. But I love this movie so much. Jason Bateman is a really good bad guy in this. Taron Egerton's kind of reminds me of just a normal guy who's having a terrible day at work. I love the one like after the first 10 minutes, I love the one location. It kind of becomes like a one location movie in LAX. It's action packed. I love it, and I wish they kind of did a theatrical release for this, a limited, because I think it would actually made some money in the box office. But Sammy, what is your number 6?
For number 6, it was probably my favorite. Actually, one of my favorite summer movies, Long Legs. I really liked Long Legs. I think it had the best marketing campaign of any movie this year. But even outside of that, I really did.
Remember your phone call and everything?
It was crazy. It was one of those where it was like everybody knew about it. Everybody was about it. It was a
bro. My phone bill went so much higher that day. I did not know that was like.
Oh, when we done that clip that time?
Yeah.
My phone bill was high as hell that day. I'm like, wait, what? It wasn't toll free.
But yeah, it was a creepy movie. I think the story towards the end is a little strange, but I just loved the ambiguity of it. I loved the main character. I loved all the technical work that was done into it. I think Nicolas Cage does a phenomenal job as a first-time serial killer role. I loved the idea of his serial killer and the character, and it was just an uncomfortable movie, and I liked how much it made me want to be invested in it from the get-go. So I wanted to put it at 6. I feel like it was, like I said, for me, one of my favorite movies this year, but in general this summer.
So for my number 6, it's my first.
Hey, yo. Just scared me like that.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot. Sorry,
Bilal.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm gonna grab
Bilal.
something to drink.
The level of disrespect.
Sorry, Bilal. I forgot Bilal. Bilal, for real. Bilal, what's your number 6?
I don't want to say it now.
Say I kind of want to know because your list is like, it's not what I thought it was gonna be.
My number 6 is the Indonesian action movie that was released on Netflix, The Shadow Strays, directed by Timo Duchenko. And this movie is so good in so many levels. It shows the crime in Indonesia. It has a really heartfelt story of our main character protecting this kid from the crimes that are happening around Indonesia. And Aurora Ribeiro delivers one of the most badass performances this year. Probably more badass than Furiosa, to be honest. Her performance was tough. Shout out to the actors. I've been messaging her on Instagram. She's been replying back to, which is kind of cool.
That's sick, man.
Yeah, The Shadow Strays is absolutely awesome. I love Timo as a director. He's going to be directing Nobody too, so the world's going to see this guy's action set pieces, man. It's going to be so dope because, man, he's been killing it for Indonesia for a while, man. Like, from Headshot to The Night Comes for Us, Big Four, all those movies are fantastic. Obviously, Shadow Strays is great. He's a killer action director. Watch his films, 100%. Yeah, Shadow Strays comes in number 6.
Hell yeah! Can you send me that director when you get the chance, Paul? Like on Instagram.
Sure, bro.
Or just like a screenshot of like some of his movies or something on Google. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Sure, I could do it right now, dude.
I love.
Also, this director did drag VSS2 and 94 for some episodes. I don't know which one he
Wait, VHS 2?
Yeah, you did.
That's sick.
Oh yes! Now you got me. You got my attention now.
So yeah, he's a horror director, so that's why his action movies are super brutal. So like, if you've seen,
and a lot of people love VHS 2, so I might have to do something with it.
So like, if just direct a whole bunch of horror stuff, but like, if a horror director does an action movie, it's going to be the most gruesome thing possible, and this movie is brutal as hell. Which is another thing.
Okay, my number 6, we're gonna go with one of the 2 Timothée Chalamet movies. I got my top 10, and that's A Complete Unknown. I just watched this movie Friday. Going to it, I was thinking, am I gonna like this movie? I mostly don't know nothing about Bob Dylan. I knew Timmy put a lot of work into this movie, and after watching this movie, I found out more about Bob Dylan. I think that I needed to know about him as a person and his music career, but more as him as a person. But it was really good though. Timothée Chalamet does deserve a Oscar nomination for this. I thought it was Doom Part 2. It's actually this. He does better in this than he does in Doom Part 2. But I love this cast. You got Edward Norton. You got Edward Norton's goodness.
I forgot to say that in mine. I think Edward Norton, it's absolutely crazy how much he becomes Pete Seeger. Like, I don't even see Edward Norton by the end of the movie. Like, it's just a completely different person.
And I'm going to give props to James Mangold. He got a different actor for Johnny Cash, but he gave the same resemblance of Johnny Cash and the way he is when he done Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix. He just put a different actor in there, and he knew everything still about Johnny Cash, and he put it in that role. And I absolutely love that. But I think I like James Mangold as a director, but I think he should start doing more biopics. Because for me, he has done 2 for 2 for good biopics.
Yeah, it was just interesting to see him return to the genre, especially after so long, and that's not really like where he's been as a director the last like decade. Yeah, I just like that it wasn't Walk the Line done with a Bob Dylan frame. Like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff they could have went with and done with Bob Dylan, and they stuck to a very tight story and a tight idea of what they wanted to show.
Do you know who plays Johnny Cash?
I forgot the actor's name.
No, do you know what he plays though in Logan?
What do you mean?
He plays in Logan. He's the bad guy in Logan.
No way. Are you serious?
Yes, that's the same actor. When I saw that, I'm like, wow.
You're
Because of
right.
course, because he plays the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny with James Mangold.
That makes sense.
So I'm thinking James just brought him. He's in about every James movie, Mangold's movie, but I'm like, this is really good though. And he done a good portrayal of Johnny Cash in this.
Yeah, I didn't see him at all. That's crazy.
Just 5 more movies, but like, don't sleep. Don't sleep.
I believe in you. I believe in you.
So, Sammy, what were you saying?
My number 5 was my other favorite movie this summer. Alien Romulus. It was a great time. I think for returning to the franchise, especially after Covenant, it's a very welcoming. It's a very welcoming film. It's great for old fans. It's great for diehard fans that love the lore, and it builds upon it in ways that I wasn't expecting it to go. But even as a standalone Alien movie, I feel like it stands out. It sticks to its roots, but it grows in some ways. I like how smart all the characters are in this movie, and that they actually actively try to fight the aliens more than just or the xenomorphs more than just give up. And you see that. I think the set design's incredible. I like the lore that's built with the androids even more so here, because at the end of the day, plot wise, the androids are a crucial part to Alien, and I feel like some of the newer movies have either neglected that or has focused more on one specific android with Michael Fassbender, whereas here it's more established on a general level, the androids more. And it was a great time. It was a great theater movie. It was a great Alien movie. I recommend it to anybody that's an Alien fan or a sci-fi fan, and I thought it was a hell of a good time.
Below, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Kill.
Ooh.
It's basically the raid on a train, bullet train on steroids. This movie is a one-man show, and it's absolutely fantastic. It does have that Bollywood romance angle towards every Bollywood movie, that trope there for sure. But other than that, this movie is absolutely fire. I enjoyed every single second of Kill. Every brutal kill was glorious. Y'all haven't seen Kill yet, did you?
I haven't. I'm writing it down right now because that sounds amazing.
I feel like half of y'all haven't seen my movies, bro.
No, but that's cool. Like, I like that. That makes me want to watch your movies. I don't know. I'm always open to watching.
I think it's also going to help our audience, because I bet you a lot of our audience, probably some have watched some of those type of movies, because I know a lot of our audience has followed us, especially on YouTube, from the raid video. So they probably have watched it, but not. This will be good recommendations, especially like where you're going, like Indonesia, like that foreign type of like action movies. I think a lot of people should be recommended and see those.
Either way, I think it's important to highlight international film too. So that's what I've enjoyed the most out of your list. Is it's stuff I can watch to grow on,
Yeah,
and it's a lot on Netflix too, so you can. Yeah. It's reachable.
Kill's on Netflix.
No, what was
on? Kill's on Prime, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Shadow Strays is on Netflix. And Twilight of the Wars Walden is also on Prime.
Okay, I'll have to check out Prime then for those two.
But we're number 5, right?
Yeah.
My number 5 is Transformers 1.
Okay.
As you guys know, I'm a really big Transformers fan. I couldn't see this in theaters because, 1, I had some personal issues that I had to deal with, and 2, the next week after, the hurricane hit us. So I didn't get a chance to see this one in theaters. But watching at home, I love this movie. This movie, of course, if you guys haven't seen the episode, our podcast episode, we have a podcast episode on this. This is the story I wanted ever since the first movie, where they always talked about the origin of Optimus Prime versus Megatron and the Battle of Cybertron leading up to that. Yes, Brian Tyree Henry. And Chris Hemsworth did a great job in this as Orion Pax and D16. Scarlett Johansson, Keegan Michael Key as Alita and B. But the animation is good, and this reminds me of like what the Spider-Verse movies did for Spider-Man. This is what this is going to do for Transformers.
Yeah, I also think for being the first animated theatrical Transformers movie in 40 years, it does such a great job of honoring the legacy of that movie, but also just building off of it. It feels like a modern Transformers movie.
So, Sammy, what's your number 4?
So this is where you might kill me, Dakota.
Oh shit!
I put Dune Part 2.
I saw your rating. I'm like, holy crap! I'm like, I thought he really enjoyed this in theaters.
I did. I think it was amazing. But if I just sit and look at all of the movies that I really, really, really love this year, and I want to preface, this was a phenomenal year for film. Dune Part 2 was like top 5. But for me, Dune Part 2 was a solid place at 4. I love the first movie. I love how much it builds the world of it. And here it feels like they get to execute the world more. I think for a sequel that came out, 4 years later, it does a really great job. Yeah, Dune Part 2 was 4 years ago. 2?
It's only 2. No, 3.
Which 2? 3?
No, 3 because
it was 3. You're right. It was 3.
I was thinking 2 because it was supposed to release in November, but they delayed it on us.
Yeah, and then it came out like in September, I believe.
March.
But no, not Dune Part 2. I meant the first one. Sorry.
Oh no, the first one was October because it was released the week after Halloween Kills. I remember that hype was going to both of those movies.
Yeah, and I really love the first movie, and like I said, the second movie does a really great job of being an epic. I think everyone here, especially Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet, do a phenomenal job with their performances. I really like the religious aspects it builds off of, and kind of like plays with more. I do think it does get tropey at times, but it is a story that's like was made in the 60s, and I think for being a film that arguably was considered one of the hardest to adapt, it's done really well here. And I don't know, I'd recommend Dune to anybody, at least the first 2, and especially the second one. So, Bilal, what about you?
What's your number 4, Bilal?
My number 4 is the only anime movie in my list, The Wild Robot. Such a beautiful movie on motherhood. So visually stunning. The animation is superb, and Lupita Nyong'o does such an excellent job voice acting the lead robot. And this movie is so heartfelt, and the ending just hits you in the emotional core. It's such a fantastic movie that should win Best Animated Movie. Hopefully it does in the Oscars. Praying.
Okay, my number 4. This is when you guys were going to talk about when I was going to talk about my rewatch of Nosferatu. Number 4 is Nosferatu.
Oh,
okay.
So, guys, if you were wondering from the last episode, this is a little update. Of course, I said I was disappointed. First of all, like I said, I didn't have enough of good sleep, so I had a good enough sleep. I saw it with Sammy. I like Regal's theater screens a little bit better because they're a little bit brighter for some reason. I think that helped to see more of the aspect of what Robert Eggers was doing. I love this whole entire movie. The visuals look great. The aesthetic looks great. The cinematography, the score, everything is so haunting. The performances got even better on the second watch. Aaron Taylor Johnson's. I don't understand the hate for Aaron Taylor Johnson in this movie. I like his performance. I like Nicholas Holt's performance.
Who hates it?
A lot of people don't like it. They just thought he was just put into the movie for.
No. I think that's Aaron's best role so far.
So.
That's crazy. He puts the work in. Yeah, that's nuts.
His best role? I thought he had some better roles than that. But
I'd say at least one of his better roles.
Bullet Train.
Yes. I
need to watch Bullet Train.
What? Whoa, wait, you gotta pause.
We always do this every episode. Dakota's such a slacker when it comes to movies.
What the? Okay, wait. Actually, if there's like a drought and we like are trying to find a movie to do, we need to do Bullet Train. Bullet Train is crazy. Bullet Train is such a great movie.
Wait, is that David Leitch?
Yes, bro.
Yes.
Oh, we might do that because David Leitch he's got an upcoming movie with Jason Statham, so we might be doing David Leitch episodes.
Dude, Bullet Train is so good. That's such a good movie.
So, oh yeah, I'm still on. It's still me. But Lily Rose Depp and Bill Skarsgård's the best performances out of this movie. Lily Rose Depp, this is their first like mainstream movie that everyone knows about, and she killed it with this. She deserves a Oscar. I know Golden Globes like screwed Nosferatu over, but I'm hoping the Oscars actually put something into it. If they still haven't put their short list out yet, because I think she definitely needs to be nominated for best supporting, not supporting, best actress. And Skarsgård needs to do. I don't know. Is he supporting or is he main?
He'd probably be main.
He definitely probably needs to be. If not nominated, this thing needs to be due for good makeup, because the design of Orlok, and not only that, probably Skarsgård needs to be nominated because the way he changes himself, like his voice for Orlok, you can't tell this is Bill Skarsgård at all.
I also think it could definitely get like best lighting too. I think
True.
Would be like
cinematography. I think best cinematography could go with this, but I'm thinking might go. I think Dune Part 2 might win it with Fraser.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But what is your number 3, Sammy?
My number 3. I feel like this is a good number 3. Furiosa.
Number 1. Oh my god!
I have great reasons. I think Furiosa is one of those movies that like I don't understand why no one showed up to go watch it and why it didn't get more love when it came out. It is a slower movie. It's a different movie, but at the same time, it feels like Mad Max. Anya Taylor-Joy is phenomenal in this movie. It's very much a role that's built to like fully push her in the limelight, and I think it's a fantastic job of that. I think it's Chris Hemsworth's best role he's ever been in. I think it like for leaving Thor, I was extremely impressed. I think they should at least consider the film for the Academy. Do I see it winning a lot? No, but I think being in that position and getting those nominations would be interesting. And I liked the story and the themes of it. I feel like it was very raw. It was very human, and it was really, really good to see that like come back to Mad Max even more so in this movie than Fury Road. And I feel like both do a really good job. They both blend together too. It's a perfect back to forth watch. So yeah, I think Furiosa was number 3 for me.
So, Bilal, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Alien Romulus. This movie is made for alien fans like this, like me or other alien fans out there. The fact that this movie has components from each alien movie and Fetty puts his own twist to it is super impressive. The anti-gravity fight scene is super clever. We never seen that aspects. Or the scene where they had to put the room temperature in the same room temperature or higher room temperature to hide from the face huggers in that scenario. Those things just add so much suspense for moments, and they do something really interesting in the end of the film. And Kelly Spadney as Rain absolutely kills it. David Johnson delivers his best performance ever. Really need to see more David Johnson in future movies as he delivers a spectacular performance as Andy in this movie. I mean, this movie's fucking amazing. I saw it like 3 times in theaters, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a great time. I definitely think anyone should watch this movie, especially if you're an Alien fan.
I don't know why it's getting so much shade. I don't get it.
Those are picky people. I think for Covenant, it's a great recovery.
So my number 3 is Furiosa.
Okay.
I was supposed to say, Bilal, you better love that because it was going to be at 11 before my rewatch.
Twins.
No, it was actually going to be 11 before my rewatch. I rewatched it yesterday. And Sammy, have you rewatched it at home yet?
No, but I've seen it.
It gets
twice.
better on rewatch at home.
I can
Like
see
the
that.
theater experience, I'm like, I don't need a theater experience to do. It feels faster too.
That's how I feel with Fury Road. I think it's a great movie to watch at home too.
And it feels faster. When I was watching, I'm like, this movie's a lot faster than the 2 watches I had in theaters. But I just love this movie. I love this Fury Road. It's a good prequel. I think it's the best prequel of all time, actually.
I'm trying to think of prequels. I don't know.
We don't get a lot of good prequels to movies though. But this is absolutely amazing. I love it. Anya Taylor-Joy, even though she's like in the second half, great job. I think it's some Browning. I think it's Leah Browning who plays young Furiosa. Kills it for the first half of this movie. Chris Hemsworth, this is Chris Hemsworth's best role. The cinematography in this and the way George Miller directs this movie, and of course Fury Road, absolutely amazing. I just love this movie so much. But Sammy, what is your number 2?
All right, so let's get to the nitty gritty right here.
Is it controversial?
No.
Okay.
Nosferatu is my number 2.
Ooh.
Seeing it twice, I really love the movie. I think it's really spicy.
I love how he says spicy. This movie just that's the definition.
It's a freaky movie. I like how much it commits to being like an evil movie. Like for me, it feels evil. It does a really good job executing that. It builds off of the vampire aesthetic more. Like it's not just a vampire. Like there's a lot of like undead, like zombie aspects to it. There's a lot of like almost satanic style stuff that's introduced with Nosferatu, and I think all of this grounds Nosferatu more, and it makes him more interesting as a villain. You kind of get that like I don't know what to expect effect the first half of the movie. Like I said, I think if you watch Robert Eggers' filmography, this film feels like a culmination of everything leading up to Nosferatu. And for me, also Nosferatu is like one of the most influential films ever to make film a huge aspect and grow as a media. And I think everyone here treats the film like that, and they know what they put everything into it. The performances are phenomenal. I think Lily Rose Depp definitely is like the main highlight here for me. Nicholas Hoult as well. I think Nicholas Hoult, it's one of his better roles. But especially after The Idol, I think Lily Rose Depp needed a really good role to put her in, and this was the one. And I just really am interested to see where everyone goes from here, especially Robert Eggers, as I feel like this is a film that I would argue anybody would want to do, to be able to have the ability to do, or even want to be in. And I think everybody here that shows up and does it shows that, and it pays off in being a film that I think 100 years later is a great addition to the original film. But what about you,
number 2?
My number 2 is also Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Find the poster. Twins, hell yeah. The fact Robert Eggers doesn't rely on jump scares, that relies on this environment, this gritty, dark undertone of this film, makes you feel the evilness of Nosferatu. You have great performances by Lily Rose Depp. That's one of my favorites of 2024. Bill Skarsgård is so unrecognizable as Nosferatu. Every time he shows up, I felt chills coming down my spine because he has that unsettling feeling when he talks. Nicholas Hoult, man, what can I say? This guy is a superstar. He has a fantastic year this year. I still haven't seen Juror number 2 yet, but Nicholas Hoult is absolutely killing it. Yeah, man, I need to rewatch this movie ASAP because this movie was a 5-star in one watch, and I still love it so much. Yeah.
So my number 2, it's controversial. We got Gladiator 2.
Oh boy. Oh god.
I love this movie. This movie is good. It's a great follow up to Ridley Scott's Gladiator. It's not Blair the Gladiator. No, Gladiator's still the best.
I'll be right.
I like Paul Mescal's performance as Lucius in this. Denzel Washington kills this role. That's what Bilal. What do you say about Denzel Washington?
Denzel motherfucker Washington killed this role.
Where's he? Where's Denzel Washington?
Well, hold on. You want me to pull up a review?
No. What did you say in our podcast episode? You said he's the motherfucking GOAT.
He is the motherfucking GOAT, yeah.
So he does great in this. Pedro Pascal, he gets a little bit of screen time in this, but I really enjoy it. Joseph Quinn, I forgot who plays the other emperor in this, kills in this role. I just love this movie. The aesthetic is it. I don't care about the historical. Actually, I love the sharks in the Coliseum, and this movie is absolutely just great.
What's her name? I saw the TV glow.
Let me finish.
It is.
My number one. No. My number one is 2003's The Adventures of Pluto Nash in 3D, starring Eddie Murphy.
Okay. What's your number one? And go to bed, bro.
No, I'm just playing. It was. I saw the TV glow. I didn't think anything would beat it this year. I did not expect it at all going into it. I very much thought it was like a Stranger Things inspired, like A24 film. And it ended up being a lot more. And it was a movie that I feel like it still has a mixed audience. That it has people that like see it and really love it, and it has people that saw it and like don't really get it, or there's just things that they don't like. They just didn't pick up from it. And I think it's interesting. I think it's a movie that'll be looked back more on. I think the director here, Jane, she is phenomenal. Her previous film that I watched after this, were All Going to World's Fair, is an incredible film. And I think following this, I'm very interested to see like what her next project is and the way she goes about it. Justice Smith here really shines in a lead role that will not get talked about in the way that it should, but I think it's easily one of his better roles. And yeah, I recommend this movie to people that want a weird movie. But also I feel like there's just a lot to decipher out of it. Also, one of the best scores this year, Alex G scored it and did a phenomenal job. And yeah, I'm just interested to see where everyone goes from here from it, and just where that movie grows in the next few years. So what about you, Bilal? Number one. Drum roll.
Dun, 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 dun. Furiosa, man. This movie is George Miller's mastermind of storytelling. The fact that he took a risk of making Furiosa's story into different chapters and having ballsy decision of showing Enter Joy in the 1 hour mark of this film actually works for the better. And the fact that they made this character Furiosa such a tragic, tough character that makes you appreciate this character way more in Mad Max Fury Road and makes that movie way better is something special about prequel. Chris Hemsworth's performance, The Mantis, was hilarious yet terrifying. He switches his tone so much in this film and delivers his best performance. Enter Joy is going to be an action star soon. I guarantee it, because she was an absolute badass in this movie. Not a lot of hand-to-hand combat fight scenes with Enter Joy, but she does use a lot of stunt work in her action set pieces, driving, which I think she got a license for this role, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, the way she was like using gun combat, like especially sniper, was super fire, bro. Yeah, I mean, this is such an emotional roller coaster. I mean, this movie is almost 3 hours long, but you don't feel the runtime. This is a perfectly paced film. And I'm going to say it. Some of the action is actually better than Fury Road.
I think that's fair. I think there's definitely some parts where, for me, the action stuck out more, especially like some of the set pieces that were made from it too.
Yeah, but I think my favorite scene of 2024 is actually the ending scene where the Mantis and Furiosa are having conversation. I thought that was just
Yeah, I think that's the scene for me that really solidifies the movie is like why they made it.
I want them back.
Yes, and also just I don't know. I think that's Chris Hemsworth's like one of his best like career performances in that scene.
Yeah.
So wrapping up our top 10 of the year is
Gee,
my
I
pick.
wonder what
the last pick.
Oh boy,
Number one. I've been hyping this movie up all year long. It's Doom Part 1. I'm not Doom Part 2. What the fuck? It's Doom Part 2. This movie is so fucking good. Like, holy what?
Ark.
Oh, fuck you, ball. With that one. It's Doom Part 2. I love this movie so much. I've seen it 3 times already. I saw it twice in theaters. I saw it regular. Then me and Sammy went to go see in IMAX. And IMAX is just... I kind of glad I saw it or rewatched in IMAX. Just because first I enjoyed this film just watching it, but experiencing it and knowing everything in the story and just seeing everything on IMAX, I could pick up the little more details. And it's absolutely amazing. Timothy Chalamet kills in this role, but like I said before, he does a better job in Complete Unknown. Zendaya is good in this. Javier Bardem, funny in this. I love this. Austin Butler is a great villain in this. Truly is. When he was announced for Fade Alpha, I was wondering what his portrayal was going to be for this, and he gives a great job in this. Florence Pugh with a little screen time she gets, absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to see where they go and do Messiah. Because this story left off with like a cliffhanger. And I can't wait for it. The last 30 minutes are probably the best 30 minutes in the movie this year. To be honest with you. I can rewatch those 30 minutes over and over and over. Especially that the speech scene. Right no, the speech scene he has in the little temple thing.
Yeah, when he fully changes. Hand to hand, that's cool.
No, not the hand to hand. When he so remember after he drinks the water of life and he comes in and he goes through all the people and the 2 sandworms.
Yeah, that's
shot to the IMAX. I looked first of all, I had to see it myself. Then I looked over your faces just in awe from that scene.
It was incredible.
But you know what I'm talking about. Once he gets in there and he has the scene of like he should fight with somebody to be the person like to kill Stilgar, to be the people leader of the Furman. But he's like, no, I am Paul Atreides, Duke of Arrakis. That scene was absolutely remarkable. Like, fuck, I love this movie.
It's a great movie.
You wanted to fuck the movie?
No.
Wait.
But that is it for our top 10, guys. I'm gonna cut this episode a little bit shorter where we're running late. So the second part that we're going to do, I'm going to make another episode for it. So you guys will probably gain 2 episodes next week from the Cinematic Boys podcast. But for our last topic, I thought it was going to be a little bit shorter, a little bit easier. But Sammy, what's your goals for 2025? Like, I know you're not a content creator, but like in your schoolwork, your film stuff, and just for the podcast as like a co-host.
I hope to keep like growing and watching more movies. I feel like the podcast has helped me like get back into enjoying movies and like trying to keep up with Hollywood more, and not even just Hollywood, just films in general that I've been meaning to watch and like growing into different things. Yeah, like The Raid. Like literally, The Raid was one of my favorite movies that we watched this year. Was The Raid and The Raid 2, and like I wouldn't have watched that if we hadn't have done this podcast. And I don't know. I really want to keep doing being able to like grow and like do these when I can. I have a documentary I'm working on specifically with everything that happened back in me and Dakota's hometown, involving Hurricane Helene. So I'm really hoping to continue doing work on that and getting more footage and having like a final copy in the spring. And my goal this year is to just keep growing with like my own personal like films that I've been working on. I feel like I've been editing a lot of like concert live performance videos and doing short films out of those. But I've also been working on some stuff that I'm hoping to get projected as like exhibits at like art museums later this year, at least at like one or two. And yeah, that's kind of like my main goals I want to keep pushing for. And yeah, just watching all sorts of film and taking it all in.
What about you, Bilal?
First of all, great goal, Sammy.
Thank you.
My goals is to keep pushing international movies, not only Asia, Europe, all over the world. I think people need to see more stuff from across
Yes.
the world. Because Hollywood, they keep recycling the same shit. It gets boring sometimes. It gets repetitive. You know.
It's
And,
not all film. Yeah.
Exactly. Another thing is maybe record some music. You know, that's another thing. I only recorded one song last year. That was it. So I was lacking. So hopefully I could do more. You know, collab with more content creators is another goal of mine. And yeah, I think that's it. Top of my head. Oh, get six pack. Gym goal. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
What about for the podcast?
Crunches.
What's your goal for the podcast?
1 million subs.
1 million subs.
That's a lot.
$1 million. 3 sponsorships.
What were you, Mr. Beast over here?
No, but we need a Liquid Death sponsorship.
Back with the Liquid Death.
We're certified if we get Liquid Death on board.
So I got a lot of goals set for this year. Like I actually have planned out. So one, I'm going to try. I've been slacking the past 2 days, but I'm going to try getting back posting videos all the time. I'm going to try to post more of the podcast stuff like I did today. I posted a clip of Gigi as we're just like recording a couple hours ago. So I'm going to try to get more podcast clips and the following out. But for me, before we go into podcast stuff, that I'm going to try. Okay, here's the goal. This is what I was going to do. When I said I was taking off some horror movies this year, my goal is to watch 100 horror movies that released in 2025 and 100 regular movies to be watched in 2025. So when I get my total, by the time we do this next year in 2026 in January, I want to at least have watched 200 2025 releases.
That's crazy. Best of luck. And I think you could definitely like reach it if you push for it, you know.
The goal, if I'd want to do a goal on like Instagram, probably TikTok if TikTok doesn't get banned, if they actually want to keep it. Of course, YouTube, just for me, probably 10K for each. Set standards low. Podcast, I kind of want us to try to get to, by the end of the year, to 1K. I think 1K will really help us out. Because I think especially with, just for example, because I'm doing the editing and everything, like posting and everything. I'm checking metrics. Like we're doing good, some good time hours. So if we can get to that 1K, there's a lot of stuff I want to do, especially if we can get this thing like monetized. It will get more, because I kind of want to get merch out for not only us we can wear around, but to the people that are listening to this and watching this right now. But I also want to get the social medias monetized. I want us to, I haven't told you to this. I got the Spotify Wrapped for us.
Okay, that's cool.
I told you this the other day. We were 4 people's top #1 podcast for the year.
We didn't record ever. Oh, thank you, podcast thing. Dang it, that'd be funny. Next year, though.
So no, to be honest, that makes me like happy when I saw that.
Yeah,
because
that's
I
awesome.
thought we were just doing this just to. I like doing this just to doing this, but when we are in number 4 people's number 1 for listening to it, like that really makes me happy.
No, and that's awesome. I think that's a good like start. You know what I mean? And I think just to
To be
even have
honest, I'm
people
gonna go
that
through.
want to, that's cool.
Let me see if I can find the pictures. I knew I had some pictures. Let me see if I can find those real quick.
Oh, the Raid is ever number 1 again. Most viewed.
Oh,
Is it number 1? Let's
Yeah.
go. Okay, no. So, but we were like number 5 and we were a lot of number 5 people's number 5, so I appreciate that also for you guys watching and listening. But speaking of the Raid episode, this is where I was going to go. The goal of 2025 is we're going to get more foreign films in this thing.
Thank you.
We got an audience for it. I think we should expand not only action, we're going to horror too. We're gonna get a lot more horror here. I know.
Wailing, I Saw the Devil.
So I go. No, the one thing I want us to see is Argentina.
Here.
Argentina goes hard. I want to get more of that stuff because a lot of people in these other countries, especially Argentina, don't like these films because they're brutal, and a lot of them don't like the filmmakers. And I think if we could push them out in America, one example, and if any of you guys from Hard Talk are listening, you guys know what movie I'm talking about. It's The Coffee Table. The one I talked to you about, Sammy. Bilal, you watched it. I watched this. This movie's from Argentina. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. It's brutal too. But it's so damn good. It's traumatizing because from Argentina. It's also When Evil Lurks came out. Terrified from Damien Rugna. And these movies are really good. I want to get like that. Not only that, but like Cure. And the one I want to see all of us to see is Gonjiam Hanem Salam. I want all of us to see that.
I just DM you that one, right?
Yes. So I haven't seen it. Have you watched it yet?
No, I've never heard of it.
Have you, Bilal?
Has anyone else in the Horror Talk seen it?
Yes. Colby has. Colby actually has. I think Chuck has also. A lot of people haven't seen Gonjiam Hanem Salam. I know Sydney and Joe have seen it also.
Korean horror movies.
And they say that one's scary. I know Bilal has watched them. What did you watch? You watched The Grudge. You watched the original Grudge, didn't you? No, you watched Ringu. Bilal watched the original Ringu already.
Hell yeah!
So I haven't seen it yet. So that's the more of the foreign horror movies I've got one watch because I haven't watched. I think
I heard The Call was really good. The Korean movie.
Yeah, the Korean ones. The American one I heard is awful. What we're gonna watch is another horror movie, Inside. That's brutal. It's fucked up, and Martyrs.
I'm down.
So we're gonna get into more of that, guys. We're gonna get into more, more, especially the reviews, because I think a lot of movies this year are not going to have like sequels and stuff like last year, or not like sequels and like directors and stuff. So it's more of we can just throw any movie out there for the reviews. So we're gonna do a lot of that, but I'm gonna try to keep consistent with posting. So this is what's gonna happen. Last year, we all picked a time to record, and we sporadically post the episodes. So if me and Sammy are good to go and Bilal's not, me and Sammy are going to record the episode to get out with y'all. If both of these two are good to go, I'm by myself, I'm recording by myself, and I'm posting the episode. I want to get as many episodes out to these people on the right schedule so they can keep up with our content.
100%.
Yeah.
And if I can't make it and you two in here, I'm going to hit record and you two do the episode, then I will post it.
We'll wear matching cowboy hats, Bilal. I'll ship one to you.
Bilal does have, remember that hat for Twisters? That was a good episode.
Happy about Sonic hat.
That's perfect. I just need to get one. And we can do the cowboy hour.
The one thing I really want to push, and I've been already thinking about, I mentioned to you the other day, I mentioned to Bilal last week, the goal is Fantastic Fest. We're all three going to go to Fantastic Fest in September.
How about TIFF?
Bilal, I can't go out to TIFF. I can get you to America a lot better than me into Canada.
TIFF would be fire. Nice.
This is one of the best. So I could give you some examples. Seth goes there. Chuck goes there. Colby goes there. Sydney, Joe go there. A lot of people love Fantastic Fest.
No, Fantastic Fest has definitely gotten bigger in the last like 5 to 10 years.
And it's Austin, Texas.
I'm just saying.
Bilal, bring your gear. You can come. But that's where I want to go with this podcast. I want to get more content out to you guys. I want to post more videos. I want me and Sammy to collab more once we get them. Another thing is Sammy is,
bro, it's almost.
I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. But another thing I want is me and Sammy are going to try to make a horror short.
Oh my gosh, bro! If somebody announce this, I'm trying to sleep.
So we want to do that. But that's just a lot of our. That's a lot of our goals for the podcast. But I think that's about it for the episode. So for our future episodes,
okay, everything out. Peace. I'll leave it. Bye. See ya. Adios.
See you below.
Bye below.
So let me fix this real quick for you guys. So for me and damn. So for our future episodes, so we're gonna do the Den of Thieves episode still. I think I mentioned to you guys. I don't know if I did in the Nosferatu episode. That's going to be released not this week, but probably this coming Sunday. It's going to be released from this episode. I got a guest on there. I'm not going to say it just in case if we don't get that person on, but we should have a guest on there. I think Sammy's going to be on there, aren't you?
I should be able to, but I'm trying to figure it out. But I should be able to.
Yeah, we're going to try to get Sammy on to more of the episodes. But we're going to try to get more guests on. That was another thing I was going to mention. But not only that, I'm going to try to get 2 episodes out this upcoming week. I'm going to try to do the Den of Thieves 2 episode. I'm going to try to get, so the second half of the episode that I didn't get to with us, because this episode has took so long, because we're at like the 133 mark right now, is our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2025. I think that's another episode that I want to get out there to you guys. But guys, thank you for you guys listening to the Cinematic Boys podcast, episode 35. If you guys are new here, and watch the video version, like the video, leave us a comment down below of your top 10 of this year. And if you guys like any of these movies, or if you guys are wanting to watch any of these movies, if you guys want to stay here, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification. But if you guys are listening to the audio, also there's a comment section on Spotify. Put your top 10. Leave us a rate on there. Hit the follow button. That and Apple Podcasts you can do on either one. But guys, I think that's it. But guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. And we will see you guys for the Den of Thieves review episode.
Peace.